me introduce myself. I know I need to do it for the record. I'm Kathy Sherman. I live at 1035 Walnut Lake Road. I was very honored. I'm sorry, Kathy Sherman, 1035 Walnut Lake Road. We just honored the sportsmanship of the Burrillville students. I don't believe anyone on this town council would have achieved that award by your behavior. And I do take it personally. Terry has asked me to talk to people about the process. I've spoke with most of you about some of the behavior of the residents in this town toward you. I've met with people to explain the Energy Facility Siting Board, their process, how my husband and I have become interveners so we could try to help, and you let us down. I told them that they had to follow the rules, but you didn't. You didn't have to follow the rules. I'd actually told people that we need a tax treaty in this town. I've been listening to the same things you have. Why do we need a tax treaty? I understand why we need a tax treaty. And those of you who watch the Senate hearings know I was the first one called up there, and I was one of the last ones in the room. That wasn't a coincidence. And I had to explain your actions. You heard the questions that those senators asked of me of why the town council wrote that press release. I was the one that had to ask, who signed it? Oh, Senator Lombardi looked to find out who signed it, and it was unsigned. So I had to answer for your actions why I testified at the Senate. That's not acceptable. It was embarrassing to know. It was embarrassing to know that you did it. That I had to stay and say, that's our town council, when they didn't say very favorable things about you. As a human resource manager, what you say in private to an employee is one thing. When you go out public, you always back your family members and your staff. And I would hope that the town council thought the same thing, but you didn't. There was a way you could have done that press release. There's a way you could have come out formally and told us you were opposed to it. You would have put it on the agenda, you would have had to sit there and listen to us, and you would have taken your vote and you would have got it done. Waiting to June 22nd, if you don't know how the state of Rhode Island legislature works, they end their sessions.
That's right. Right.
And you all know, and several of you have suggested that I run for town council. Well, that's an embarrassment to me. This is the position you took, and for all of you that are standing up against it, Kim, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So what do we get for that honesty? The good woman's not going to run again.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Because she doesn't deserve it. You didn't just let me down, you've let everybody down.
The whole time.
And I have to say something, I think I did a damn good job speaking at that Senate trying to overcome what you did. Because it's about us. And this power plan, if we can fight it, that's great. But you better get your act together and come out soon. Because the shovel's going to be in the ground. It's going to be too late. We got to have advisory opinions in by September, and we're just on the day of the planning board meeting. Adler Pelican submits more data answers. They don't play fair. You really need to learn how to play their game and not play fair. The planning board doesn't have the information they need. They don't have the time. And we need to take whatever legal action we can, Oleg, to make sure that the siting board knows that. hearing at the siting board where they asked for more motions. They had a lot of questions, and those emotional responses that people are giving in front of the siting board, they're listening to. Janet Coit wants to know what the cumulative effect that power plant's going to have on Burrillville, and specifically mentioned Algonquin. Did you send her the letter that the town wrote to FERC? No, I bet the town didn't send that. So what does Dennis and I have to do? We have to pay our attorney to officially send that letter. It's not going in as public comment and get lost in the source. I have to officially send the letter you sent to the siting board so that I know. The other night at the planning board meeting, we heard about all this, whether or not Harrisville and Pasco Fire Department knows. Does the EMA know? Have you brought in the emergency management plan? There's a lot of things you need to consider. You spent your time writing about a press release, and you know, you really should have just have had the intestinal fortitude to say you were against that bill, stand up. And now we have a mess on our hands. This was self-inflicted wounds. You caused yourself because you're never going to earn their trust. You're never going to earn their trust. I can't go back and say, oh, we'll follow the process.
What process?
Yeah, exactly.
It's only one-sided process.
Terry knows. She's the one who called me. What's the process? Have faith. Believe in them. They have to follow the law. Well, I guess I was wrong. You didn't.